Well, it's a lot to say about the soldiers of the sand, pushing forward in the heat of hell to protect our homeland.
Vietnam veteran Joe Class is paying tribute to the soldiers of Operation Desert Storm. Every Friday morning, vets such as Class gather at the Lavelle Federal Health Care Center in North Chicago. Their mission? To help each other defeat a common enemy, PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder.
Post-traumatic stress disorder is much more scientific than it has been. Throughout history, people have suffered after disasters, hurricanes, wars, violence. When people have post-traumatic stress disorder, they have re-experiencing phenomenon, nightmares, intrusive thoughts, flashbacks.
Even more disturbing is the high suicide rate among veterans who have served recently. The Veterans Administration says those who served in Iraq and Afghanistan commit suicide up to 60% more often than other adults. Clinical psychologist John Blair says combat veterans are far more likely to suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder.
We presume that people who are in significant combat, that 25 to 30% will have some level of PTSD.
Dr. Blair has been treating PTSD for nearly 40 years. In the early 90s, he came up with a way to help veterans cope through music, poetry, art, and comedy.
All I did was tell her.
Love me tender, love me true.
George Gandara spent 23 years in the Marines and Army National Guard. After serving in the First Gulf War and deployments during 9/11, Hurricane Katrina, and Hurricane Rita, Gandara was diagnosed with PTSD in 2004.
The first time I saw a Marine get killed, I was 18 years old. One of my fellow Marines, I got wounded in the head. The first time you see somebody that's really hurt and there's not a damn thing you can do about it, it really makes you, wonder what the hell, what am I doing here, But I guess that's was the first part, because that really got me.
Donna King entered the Army in 1976. While serving, King says she was sexually assaulted. Years later, King came to realize she was suffering from a similar form of PTSD, military sexual trauma, a disorder resulting from sexual harassment, assault, and rape.
I started using drugs, alcohol. I went from God's house to the crack house and just wondered and wondered and wondered for years. And so 30-something odd years later, when I come here to North Chicago, I find my doctor and I told her what happened to me, and that's when she started me on the path to getting the help that I needed.
King has written a book aimed at helping emotionally and mentally injured vets cope with trauma. Like other veterans here, she credits Expressive Arts Therapy with helping her handle her PTSD.
We're all like one big happy family. Everybody starts to come alive. We all start to come alive.
Since they've been able to teach me how to deal with my anger and my alcoholism, thoughts of suicide, all the horrible things that, just go in a person's mind when you've been somewhere and you've seen something that's evil, and you can't deal with it. I owe them everything.